On the night of the attack itself, I was in a bar in Belfast with my brother, but as you saw in the film, you know, we were very aware because of the heightened tensions, the three loyalists that had been shot the week before, that everyone knew the night of the match that you know, the loyalist modus operandi could mean that they could enter any bar. I think that, you know, when the news came through the night of the attack, I think that it was just with the real sense of horror was that it was so inevitable that there was going to be a bar, there was going to be an attack on that night, and it just happened for some reason to be Loughlin Island.
I'm interested to know, have there been any developments since the film was released about the charges being laid or the government cover-up or collusion?
Well, no, yes, the short answer is no. I mean, I think that the surprising thing was that the police did make a statement after the film was released, but in that statement, the police said that they were going to investigate the leaked documents, not the killers. The police said that they were horrified the fact that we had got hold of a leaked document, and were going to call in the police force from Durham, an external police force from Durham in England to investigate us. So, you know, I'm sitting here tonight as someone who's a leading suspect in a criminal investigation back in Northern Ireland into a bloody leaked document. Meanwhile, the people who have actually been responsible for carrying out this horrendous massacre are not under any investigation. You know, I supported the Good Friday Agreement, and I still believe the Good Friday Agreement is fundamentally important to the people of Northern Ireland, and I think that it's been a force for good in Northern Ireland. But I think that for the Loughlin Island families who they've told me they all voted for the Good Friday Agreement as well. But I think what they didn't realise was that the picture is becoming clearer now that it was suspected back at the time that the police really weren't going after the Loughlin Island killers with any vigour, because they didn't want to upset the loyalist paramilitaries at a time where they were trying to bed in the peace process and put the violent conflict behind us. And I think there is no doubt that when you look at the investigation into Loughlin Island, that, you know, it wasn't just by chance that all the evidence that was amassed, all the understanding, the intelligence that they had about these people, that these people were allowed to continue to walk along the streets. And I think that the police were motivated not to go after them, and I think the British government was very happy with that. You know, I now see the conflict incredibly differently from what it was as I experienced growing up in Northern Ireland. I see it very differently and in a much more darker way. I don't think there were anything that could be described as random killings. I think that there was systematic, there was a system that was behind all of these attacks, particularly those carried out by loyalists. You know, Loughlin Island, as we've seen in the film tonight, just didn't happen out of nowhere. You know, there was a period that led up to it, and if anybody had really the will, they could have taken those people out of the system and put them in jail a long time before, but they didn't. And the question has to be asked why, and it's in those documents, and those documents are never going to release for that reason.